Hey y'all, I'm Deshay.
Hi everybody, I'm Diamond.
And we're just not interested.
So, previously, as y'all know, this was I'm just not interested. But why would we just keep it with just me? Y'all need to see the real life, and really get into our personalities.
Mm-hmm.
So who better to have a podcast with my good girl and my real life cousin?
Yep, more like sisters.
Yes, Deshay. So, just to give y'all a quick little introduction about ourselves, y'all already know me. I'm Diamond, and this is
Deshay.
And like we said, we are real life cousins. So let's just get into our day to day and how we interact and stuff.
All right. So we want to go like back, or
I mean, take it back as far as you want. I mean, we're literally A1 since day one. Y'all know how y'all been saying y'all A1 since day one, and y'all really don't be.
Yeah, we got like the evidence to prove it. Like we got stories. We didn't did camp. I think the only school that we didn't go to together would be elementary school. Mm-hmm. Diamond went to Wellwood. I went to Church Lane. But still, even with that, like I saw you every day because I went to her house every day after school, from elementary school to high school. Even every day. Yup, exactly. Yes. So it's like I can't even remember, but we've been thick as deep since then. But we've always had like a close knit relationship. And I think we were able to identify like each other like that too. Like when people will be able to identify us like as relatives. Like you know how sometimes you're like, oh yeah, that's my cousin, but people when they speak to us or speak to us, like, oh yeah, Diamond, like your cousin or Deshay, that's Dominic's cousin. Like that's a part of our identity for real. It's so funny.
Yeah. So we went to middle school together and high school together. And we had just literally been side by side. She's older, and I'm the youngest, but I
just
feel
1 year.
I mean, it's still younger. She definitely act like her. Actually, I act like the older cousin.
She acts like my mom now, like over the years. Yes.
Yeah. But she's always been the bigger cousin, and she always made it known that she was the bigger cousin.
Yeah, and I feel like when it came to like maybe if we like encountered like Mean Girls or something, I was her protector. But when I feel like it came to like me and like relationships or whatever the case may be, she is not the one to play with. Like you ever see somebody and be like, Diamond said that, or she just said that. This is her. Like she will shock you, and you really don't know what's coming. And it's like I'm the big cousin, but she really got my back just as much as I have her back, and I don't know. I really appreciate you for that, by the way.
And I appreciate you for fighting my battle. And I ain't want to say anything.
I'm going to do it.
But I feel like she, along with other siblings and cousins, have helped push me to become my true self. And what I'm thinking will definitely come out when I need it to. So I definitely speak up for myself and my family. So that's definitely a big push. But I mean, speaking of that transition, let's get into our topic. So we want to get into the topic of what we're not interested in. And I would say that's staying in the same phase that you're in.
Absolutely.
Every day, every year of your life, you're going to enter different life transitions and experience different things. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Are you going into new transitions right now, or what have you learned from your previous transitions that you can say has shaped you into who you are right now?
The topic in itself is like experiencing like life through transition. So we'll come across like some other transitions, but like right now in this moment, yes. I say like the transition is getting like finding my new norm again after like coming out of a relationship. And it's different because like I didn't been in relationships. Like I had relationships even in elementary school. I was saying I had a boyfriend, but like as an adult, I've only had like 2 real boyfriend and girlfriend title relationships, and I feel like my last one really like showed me that everything that I went to prior to even meeting that person, I needed to, so that I would be able to be strong enough to like walk away and live in the transition that like the breakup, brung me. I guess the question was, am I going through a transition right now? And yes, I am. So it's being single after being in a relationship that I actually thought was gonna go. Like I thought it was gonna take off. I done moved out my mama house and everything. It was And it's so funny because honestly, I will say, like, you know how like they be like hard head make a soft behind. I don't know if we can cuss on here, but but I learned my lessons that way, and I say that because I encountered that person before, and I really feel like finishing or the breakup was literally God not punishing me, but it was Him showing me like, it was really nothing different, even though it may have came, a different way. It came at you a different angle, like. I showed you before that that's not where you needed to be. And because you have to learn this lesson, I'm going to show you why you had to go through or why you had to heal from previous things or why you had to, like build your confidence, because it really could have broke me if I let it or if I didn't have a stronger relationship with God or even like myself, like, and know my identity and know who I was. Because I feel like that, like my identity or my confidence definitely was like targeted in that situation. And it really wouldn't have been a good thing if I didn't go through what I did, or if I didn't, heal or become as strong as I am now, or as if I didn't know my worth. So basically, like, yeah, I think the lesson in that was, well, to say the least, like you're going to hit bumps in the road, but you got to like keep going over that.
So just piggybacking off what you said, basically, I feel like when you said that you moved in with him and everything, I think I did tell you within that whole phase that you don't really know somebody until you move in with them. And then you also learn a whole lot about yourself and how you handle situations with somebody literally sitting right in your face, or you just can't escape them completely like how you would want to if you guys weren't living together. So I feel like just moving, even if it wasn't with a significant other, and if it was with somebody that is just your roommate, it's still a transition because they can trigger you in so many different ways. And you like, all right, am I gonna rely on God to handle this,
or is I'm gonna do it? Do you want me to do it?
Or do you want me to shake something up? Yeah. Here? So I definitely have been there. And so my previous transitional phase was moving in with then my fiance, who was my long-term boyfriend, that she had something to do with that. Thanks to me to get us together. But I feel like that was a transitional phase for me too. So I totally get it.
Yeah. I felt like, because it's of course that, so I honestly feel like what I do a great job at doing, not now, but before, is ignoring the red flags or like signs before. Because I think I drag out the nobody's perfect thing a little bit. Because it's like, okay, yeah, nobody's perfect, but some stuff, it's not happening. Like, and when people show you a little sign of something, it's either you check it then, or you're gonna continuously see other things, or you check it, they fix it, and that be that. Because some people really don't know no better. It might have went with somebody else, but it's not going here. But it's funny because prior to me moving in, like, I was starting to see like little things, and I'm just like, and then I would see like maybe like even bigger things, and I'm like, I would start being, I don't know if you want to call it like naive or delusional, and I would pray to God like, okay, God, so if we don't get approved for this apartment, then that means we're not meant to live together, or whatever the case may be. And we had this whole little thing probably like the day before, the night going into the day that we were supposed to go tour an apartment. And I'm just like, first of all, you could feel the and it was just like, I'm sure the person that was showing us the apartment could feel it too. And I'm just like, well, we ended up going into the apartment. The first apartment we didn't like. The second apartment is like we love. And in that moment, I'm like, okay, great, we feel this connection or whatever the case may be. And now I'm not mad about what I should have stayed mad about or whatever the case may be. And we got approved for it the very next morning. So I'm like, oh shoot, maybe we supposed to work at this or whatever the case may be, because I felt like we did it together. I felt like we was both too old to be going back and forth from our parents' house. And granted, like I stay at home now, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I felt like, okay, this is what'll get me out of my mom's house. Like, I'm in a relationship, we can do this together and we'll grow together. But I feel like as fast as God wanted me to move that quick, I feel like, so that I could quickly see that it needed to And right there, like now you seen, now y'all in here, and now it'll teach me because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I ain't moving in with nobody again until we married. Like I promise, like, cause I don't have to. Like I feel like me and my man will be established separately, and when we get married, then we can bring it on in together. But until then, oh baby, I can stay some nights, and you can stay some nights. That's the lesson for sure. One of the lessons that I learned from that situation. But tried it, it was all right until it wasn't.
Yeah.
So what about you? Like, are you going through any transitions in the moment?
I feel like I'm always going through a transition. So for those who don't know, I am a wife and a mom, and I feel like transitioning into those two roles is like an ongoing thing.
Mm-hmm.
But now I feel like I'm transitioning to who am I outside of wife and mom.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to separate the three
Mm-hmm.
and make it more about, not about me, but like, what do I like? Because you are so engulfed in making sure the man is good, making sure the kid is good, the house. But I want to make sure I'm good and I'm not slipping through the cracks. So I feel like when I get to that stage, and I've been here with like before all this, with like work and school, I'm always looking for something new to stimulate me. And so I'm just looking right now to kind of like just go with the flow and not put so much pressure on myself to figure out what the next plan is and how to make my life different, but more so like how can I just live in the moment now and figure out what I like by also incorporating the other two.
Right. And it's so funny that, well, not even so funny, but it's a good thing that you said that, like being able to separate the two, because some people get lost and completely lose themselves in all these other titles. And even if it's not mom and wife, it could be sister or daughter or whatever the case may be. And it's just like, as women, we are natural nurturers. We're born to be that. And it's just like, so in a sense, that's like you're a healer in some sense. And it's just like, who's going to heal the healer? Like, you have to make sure that you have enough in you so that you can perform great as a wife and perform good as a mom. But it starts with you. Like, you have to be able to be happy so that you can flourish in those roles.
Exactly. So that's like my main thing. But I know growing up, we focus so much on like friendship and how to people please sometimes. And that's one of my transitional phases. I'm like, I'm not pleasing nobody. If it's not in my household, I don't really care. Not that I don't care about my friends or anything, but it's like I have to be more intentional about me and not pleasing everybody else. Because if it's not reciprocated, or if I just feel like things are just falling through the cracks,
you're gonna run dry.
I'm gonna run dry. So that's really like my number one or maybe number two phase that I'm going in. Like, it's different, but I like it.
Same. Definitely same. And it's so funny because I used to be like disgusted at that term. People say people pleaser, not realizing that after going to therapy or whatever the case may be, that is one of the things that I struggle with too. And it's just like, because I like to think I don't care about how nobody feels. Now, granted, not in a mean way, like, because the people around me, I'm gonna do the most to make sure they're fine. And that's a sense of, like, people pleasing, and then too, like, worrying about myself less a lot, because in a lot of my relationships, even like whether it's with the guy or if it's like a siblingship, anything, like I always feel like I do the most to make sure these people are happy or everything is going how I would want it to go for myself. And it's like a lot of people don't even care about that kind of stuff for real. And then when it comes to you feeling all this way, but you did all this stuff and nobody necessarily asked you. It's just like I just feel like I do the most sometimes to like please other people when really I don't got to. Like, people love you for you, the people that are for you. So they gonna love you whether you doing all that stuff or not.
Exactly. And that's part of society's norm today. They want to please everybody, especially on Instagram. You want to please people on TikTok. Those are the main two. When you talk about like Facebook, people don't care.
No. They crazy. Like, it's like brutal on Facebook.
People don't care. Like, my husband always say, why are you going on Facebook? Like, you being older, you going on Facebook with the old people. You don't even know.
You connect with your family on Facebook, for me anyway.
That's what I use it for mainly, because you have older family members who only use Facebook and you want to keep up with them. But listen, I'm not holding on to any of that. I'm breaking away from the norms. I'm not trying to keep up with who got all the likes on Instagram or whatever. Man, turn them likes off.
And that will fool you. Like, that will fool you. Like, you're liked on Instagram, and these people not even like them person, let alone do they even like themselves.
Exactly.
And another thing that's so funny, this was a conversation I was having years ago. And it's with like my first ex, so you know who I'm speaking about. And we were in the kitchen one day talking about something. I think we were talking about like watches or something like that. And I think it was a watch we was talking about specifically. And we both came to the realization, like, without knowing, a lot of times people do buy things just so that they can take a picture, and the first place is going is on Instagram. Yeah. You haven't even realized or understood how you feel wearing the stuff, or if you even like it. But you know you're going to take a picture in it so you can post it, and then now you are watching the likes and watching the comments and watching the reshares, and it's just like, bro, I'm spending thousands of dollars to impress these people that really don't be having nothing in real life. They can't even sit by themselves. That you cannot strip of everything and they still be them. That'd be a problem. I'm trying to impress these people that really have absolutely no substance, and it don't be intentional, but it's like, bro, that's what it is. Because if we have Instagram, would you buy half the stuff that you had on?
You waking up looking, you even brush your teeth, your eyes still cracked open, and you trying to see, oh my gosh, how many likes did I get from the post that I posted last night? Please. Spare me. I'm like, look, we're not interested
at all. I don't care how many likes y'all got. Honestly, now I will look at like the reshares on my hair post, because I post my work way more than I post myself now. Yeah, I'm about to say, I have absolutely got out of posting. I'll take full body pics of myself and probably not even post them unless it's an event or something. But I promise you, I'm checking the reshares and stuff on my hair stuff and the likes on my hair stuff before I'm even looking at the reshares of my posts. Because I used to beat myself about that. Like, okay, cool. Like, what are they resharing this for? They talking about me, and now I'm projecting something on myself because I feel a way about myself, and probably somebody not even thinking about that. No. But that's how the internet will get you.
It'll get you for sure. I would definitely say most of the time now I'm posting on my close friends. Everybody don't need to see what I'm doing in my life, even if I'm just biting a over toasted sandwich. I mean, it doesn't matter who sees it. Really, you know what I mean? I share what I want, and I feel like it doesn't need to be broadcasted unless I feel like I'm trying to promote something into the world to get other people to, you know, jump on board or something like that. But I mean, if it's something silly like that,
you literally can post it in close friends. I feel like close friends is like it's a big group chat, because you don't feel like getting on your phone texting, but you know they going to say it at some point. So now I don't got to remember, like, did I tell you this? No, I put it in my close friends, so I know you've seen it.
It's
maybe.
A little community. And so if it's somebody in there that you don't need to have in there, kick them out.
Yeah, I don't. Do you have anybody random in your close friends? I don't do that.
No, I don't have no randoms. I feel like it's people who have been with me through different phases of my life
that you don't mind knowing.
Right.
Okay.
But other than that, it's like, I don't have a neighbor in there.
Right.
But, you know, well, I actually did. One of my neighbors. But I don't consider her as like a random or anything, like, because she has been a part of a huge phase in my life.
Okay, so, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not like, oh, you're just a random person, you know, who can't be an insider. That makes sense.
It's so funny because I have always switched around my close friends. Like, granted, it will always be people that was like close to me, but as I got older, and I guess like matured a little bit, like at one point, I think I would have like my mom and maybe like some of our older cousins in there. And I had probably like my brother and my cousins in there a couple times. And I would have like, you know, like guy friends that maybe I don't know, like different types of relationships. But now it's like strictly girls, and it's probably like my everyday people or like my every weeker people. Because, and the thing is, I feel like I post less crazy stuff. I never really posted nothing too crazy in there, but I really post like just everyday like stuff, or like maybe a post because I did say like because my personal page is my business page as well, and like I don't really feel like I gotta post like when they be posting like the little mean Justin La Boy stuff, like certain Justin La Boys ain't for the people that's trying to come on here and see my professionalism, that don't want to click my hair body share unique page. So I'll post it in my close friends, but I ain't really posting too much in there too, because I feel like I evolved, but I definitely don't got no guys. I ain't got my brother. I ain't even got my mother in there for sometimes, because sometimes I might post a Justin La Boy post in there that's a little bit too much for her, you know. So, but yeah, like it definitely be like my tribe that I created on my own, that still happens to be like a lot of my cousins. I have a lot of my cousins up in there, or a couple of my cousins. And then like I said, my everyday friends.
Yeah. I go and I do inventory sometimes. So,
You have to.
I mean, it is what it is. I don't post nothing crazy at all in there, but
You ever had somebody snitch on you from your close friends about something?
no.
People be doing that. Ain't nobody ever did it to me, I don't think. If they did, ain't nobody come to me about it, because you better not. But
Right. Nobody putting. I mean, I don't think so.
Yeah, if so, they ain't never speak about it. I be seeing that. People be like, oh, I got to clean out my close friends because.
Yeah, I've seen that a few times. But it's like.
But I feel like if that's the case, people make these relationships, or because if somebody put me in their close friends, I'm not doing that.
No,
I'm not doing that. And half the time, honestly, I strategically pick whose story I want to watch. So it could be a green bubble, but if I don't even know you, and if we really don't have an encounter, I'm probably not clicking it, and I'm not putting you in mind, because I feel like I share a lot. I've always been open with a lot of things. Yeah. Some stuff I have learned over time that you really should, keep for yourself. So.
And if you feel it on your heart to go out and just share whatever, then go ahead and do that.
So
but
be
like,
it.
You want to keep as much to yourself, and I'm learning that this year. It don't even matter if it's the closest person to you. I'm gonna tell you when I feel like you're ready to know.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta process stuff or whatever until you go out and tell everybody. So, but we're gonna get into some fun topics about ourselves.
Okay, cool.
Maybe a transitional topic that's funny.
Okay.
Or a memory that's funny. Okay, so we're gonna talk about like funny times and not laugh. Let's lighten up the mood a little bit, because I feel like we did get a little deep. But I will say, so like growing up, first of all, we cannot be serious in a serious
Do
moment.
not sit us next to each other when we're supposed to be certain. Nowhere. A funeral, nothing.
Oh my gosh.
We can't get it right.
Please no. So I want to talk about a time when, or a couple times, like growing up with Deshae was interesting. It wasn't bad or anything like that. But I feel like with her, growing up in middle school was like a time, because for me, it was like, okay, this is my first time going to school with her, number one. Number two, this is middle school. So it's like you trying to figure out who you are a little bit, and then like what you like and different friendships and stuff like that. But I feel like we were always paired, even though we weren't in the same grade, we still were always paired. So like for her, I want to say she was like, I'm not going to say a bully. No.
I wasn't a bully.
But she was like, she stood her ground. Yeah. Because, I mean, she's small in stature. So it's like, people immediately going to be like, oh, yeah, her little
they can play with me.
I can handle her. And no.
So I had to do the most to prove differently.
Yes. So, like, just seeing her go from being the one to whip somebody's tail in the hallway to going to high school, and she's growing from that, but also she's still sitting her ground, like, you're not gonna play with me, and still whipping people's tail. I feel like
I had to be proactive, like you said. Like I feel like I had to, because I am a very fun sized person, and most people not like in our age and they're not these sizes. No. So I used to feel like I used to have to, like, I'm not going to bully with you, but you're going to have to think twice about messing with me ever again, or even this time. Because I'm going to let you know I'm not scared. And I might, provoke you a little bit just so that we can fight, so I can get this out the way, so I can dust you, so you and your friends don't try me.
And so, like, just seeing her transition from that, even now, is like, it's different. But it's so great. And, like, me, I've never been a fighter. But I mean, like, if it came to me, I'm not gonna back down. Like, we gonna have to shoot the two. I mean, whatever.
You're definitely. I feel like you are not open to it because you're not waiting for it to happen. But I definitely feel like you definitely more with the rod than you've ever been. Like, if it goes down to like, you will take up for yourself. I feel like before, I don't want to feel like, I don't want to say you were afraid to. I just don't think that you ever knew, you never thought you had to, because you always had me or others. You were the younger in place, and in our family, that's how it go. Like, y'all take care of each other,
exactly,
and that's just how it's been. So I just think you may not have really known how or what standing up for yourself might have looked like, because it's not like you ever had no real conflict,
right?
And in an event that it was ever any, you had me in place for that.
Yeah, I had her in school.
Mm-hmm.
I had my older sister, older brother at home.
Yep.
My parents, of course. So it was like, at what point do I need to
You didn't
say anything? It's like, I got everybody else behind me. They can speak up before I do. But I guess being in moments where y'all weren't around, it's like, oh, listen, this is nothing. Yeah. I can handle it. But I mean, yeah. So
that is funny. Okay, that wasn't too bad. I wasn't sure what you was gonna say, but I'm like, but that wasn't really bad. That was cool. I guess so. Leading into like a transitional phase of you, like we kind of literally just talked about it, but it was watching you evolve and actually speak for yourself. Because at one point, y'all,
oh my gosh,
Diamond would literally be like attached to her parents at the hip, and it would be me, Tanisha, and let's say De'Ara and like Tamara or whatever the case may be, we will all be in your house. And we will all be in Dominique's room because Dominique and Tanisha share a room. And Dominique would be in her parents' room and it would be the rest of us just in there. Or like...
So wait, let me say why. Because they were kind of mean to me. Yeah.
Tell me a time.
I'm going to speak about it.
Okay. You're so whiny. You just want to cry.
No, they were kind of mean to me because it's like, I used to be very cautious. I didn't like to get into all the craziness. Now, granted, my sister is 9-10 years older than me. Tamara is maybe 13 years older than me. And then
it's me.
You and De'Ara both are the same age, a year older than me. Again, y'all coddled also me at the same time.
Yeah.
So it was like, we the big dogs and we gonna make you do what we want you to do. Sort of thing. So it's just kind of like, okay, whatever. But also they were more outspoken than I was because I mean, again, y'all still spoke up for me and all that stuff. So it was like, again, what do I need to? So it's like I'm going against the people who's supposed to be protecting me. It wasn't a bad thing. Yeah. I didn't ever feel like I didn't belong or nothing like that. I just felt like I'm the different one out the group. And that's just what it was.
A little bit too, though, because don't let Dominique make y'all think she's innocent, right? I don't want to say sneaky, but I think Dominique was smart. Like, she was cautious. Let's say that because I'm not going to say we weren't bad kids. We were kids. So we would get in trouble over there. Because I think Dominique might be scared of the punishment. Like, because you've seen us through that. So Dominique, like, I might do a little bit of this, but I ain't doing too much because when it go down, I ain't going. She not set for that. Whereas me, if I did something, I'm standing 10 toes on it. My fault, I'm going to beat my tail. I'm going to beat my tail. Something's going to go down. I'm going to get in trouble, but I did it. I had fun. I'm going to learn for it. I'm probably going to do it again. But we never did too much like that. We did regular kid stuff. Like, but yeah, Dom, I just don't think she wasn't with the mess.
She wasn't with the mess, but I did speak up for something that she did.
That was your fault. I ain't never tell you to do that.
Either way, I spoke up for her. I said, listen, I'm going to take the fall for her because
she was scary.
Apparently, she ain't going to say nothing. Nobody else is going to say it. I'm going to just go ahead and speak up.
But did you know that it was me?
Yes.
Okay.
Because you told me.
Okay, but so, right. So, okay, so I appreciate your courage, but nobody told you to tell. I poured. My grandmother had these wooden steps, and our cousins, some boy cousins, they was down in the basement, and we always used to fight each other. We was cousins, like we grew up together. We was fighting. So I put baby oil on the steps because I knew they was going to run up the steps, and I wanted them to fall. Yeah. However, my grandmother came up the steps and she tripped or fell. Something happened.
And you got it on the wall.
Yes, something along those lines. My grandmother lines us all up in the hallways, probably like 6 or 7 of us. And we all sitting there. And I know why she lining us up. And she like, who did it? Who, she animated. So she like, who did it? Somebody's going to get this. Somebody going to get that. My thing is she's never going to find out who did it. Because we wasn't going to snitch on nobody else. And I'm thinking nobody going to say nothing because nobody else did it. I did it. And I'm not saying I did it.
Tired of her keep badgering us. She just kept badgering us. And I was
Scared of
just
the
like,
punishment.
listen,
She goes.
no, I wasn't scared of the punishment. I just was tired.
Sick and
of her
tired.
keep saying, hold it. Hold it.
That's
Who
exactly
put
what
baby
she
all on set?
That's exactly how she sounds.
Yeah.
And so we standing up, and all of a sudden, my grandmother is going off. But it's Dominique is like,
no, I said, I did. She said, boom.
banged her
She punched me
right in
my
the
booty.
chest.
And I said, my boy. Right. But after that,
You felt like that was the dumbest thing you ever did in the world.
I said, now why would I say that? But either way, it was just like after it happened, we just all laughed. Except for Granny. She was
think
just
it's funny.
pissed, of course. But
Mm-hmm.
we just all laughed. And I mean, you would think like people who are against each other be like, man, I took the fall for you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was just funny.
Whatever. We on to the next thing. It was her. She was mad in the moment.
Yeah.
But afterwards, because it hurt it. Like, I'd have been mad too. Even if I told her I did it and she did that to me, I'd have been mad because it's like, that's extreme, bro. Like, these are tender.
They were still growing.
Literally.
I mean, I think we both were in middle school at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I honestly think that she probably didn't even
She didn't
realize
think about it.
exactly in the moment, because I honestly feel like she wasn't expecting you for one to say it was you. She didn't think it was you. I think she just let it out on you because she was anticipating and letting it out on the person that it would have been. Even if it would have been me, I don't think she would have. I think she probably wanted it to be one of the boys to say that they actually did it. But yeah, no, girl, you took that, and I thank you.
Granny, I can't believe you did that.
Yeah, that wasn't right.
That was I cannot believe you did
But
that.
over the years, even after them little phases, we would be like two peas in a pod doing crazy stuff because you I think you told me to put that cat in her mouth.
Come up with the craziest stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel like, again, even when we're apart and not necessarily apart, like if we're not physically together, we still always come up with something.
Yep.
Wow.
The prank calls, all of that. We used to prank. Listen, our prank calls was undefeated before all these viral prank calls. Bro, we used to get in trouble for doing these crazy prank calls because we would call my grandmother or the grandmother that we share or Mr. Roscoe and they would be frantic. Like, our prank calls was just that good. And it's like, how y'all keep getting pranked by the same prankers every time?
Y'all know who it is.
It's always, but we got that from my father and your mother because their April Fool's jokes will be undefeated.
Mainly your dad, because my mother, scary boots, low key.
Literally. She would piggyback off of her brother.
She would piggyback, but she wasn't doing a whole lot of.
My father, April Fool's jokes was A1, bro.
I mean, me and him would literally, it was like a war.
Yep.
It was like a war.
Mm-hmm.
He used to win every time, but I did get him a few good times.
Yeah, you did. With that blue waffle. Yo, he was sick, but people would think we were strange by the stuff that we like. But that we not strange. It's just like, that's our family dynamic. Like, we so close. Like, it's like nothing is off limits. Now, granted, there's boundaries, but it's like the pranks that we pull on each other, like, people aren't hearing. They got to see that on the internet. We're doing this together, like, just for us to, have memories of. Yeah.
I mean, either way, I feel like through every phase and every transition in our lives, me and her have always been locked in, never switching up.
Never.
So I feel like no matter where life takes us, we're always going to be here. And we're just never going to be interested in staying in one spot.
Exactly.
Or if she's in one spot and I know she needs to elevate, I'm going to pull her out.
Exactly.
Vice versa.
Yeah, we're not interested in leaving their people like behind that we know might just be going through a phase. Like, some people, everybody can't go, but for the ones that need an extra hand that always is looking out for everybody else, I'm bringing you up with me. Like, that's how we doing that.
No matter how uncomfortable the topic is, we got you.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. But listen, we want y'all to engage with us. So make sure that you like, comment, subscribe to this YouTube channel. Okay. If you see our reels or TikTok or something online, make sure you share it. Make sure y'all engage with us. Don't be scary, okay?
Nope.
Don't be just clicking and stopping and not coming back to watch.
Exactly. We don't bite. We want to laugh. Like, ask us questions. Like, let us dissect some stuff for y'all. Like, or are you guys in transitional phases? Like, how are you getting through that? Like, do you feel like you're not getting through it? Like, I don't know. Like, tear us up in the comments with the questions.
Or if y'all need specific advice and y'all want to stay anonymous or y'all don't want people to know, message us privately. Whatever you want to do. I mean, if we can share a little bit of advice. I mean,
and we can answer it like on the next one, like in the beginning or whatever the case may be. And we don't have to. You can be unnamed.
So I hope y'all loved our first podcast video together. Here's the first too many, and we cannot wait to chit chat with y'all again.
See y'all next time.
See you later.